Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Raka Alifan Rozaqi. I am from class 2B, major sastra Inggris from UIN Sunan Gunung Jati Bandung. The purpose of this video is for my English listening assignment. The detail about the assignment is we imitate an audio with 3 different ways how to imitate. So the first one is to stop and playing the audio. The second one is to follow the audio, and the third one is follow the audio while we close our eyes. Our lecture recommend this assignment using text, audio to text website, but I'll try to not using text. So this is my I'll try to not using any text, and let's get this over with.
I think the thing it's
I think is
you cannot learn about China from a distance.
You cannot learn China from the distance.
You need to come because it's a very big
You need to come because it is a very big difference
in cultures versus the Western world.
Versus the Western world.
In terms of the people, the place,
in terms of the people, the place,
the history,
the history,
etc. So
and nature.
when people can, I think that.
So when people come, people come, I think
that you can
there are things
show to them
there are things that you can show to them.
Like shopping
like shopping is food is a good way
because they can see the change in shopping even
because they change
as you can
because they can see the changes in the shopping in the past.
Hardly see any luxury.
You can hardly see any luxury.
Good, but now it's all the brand.
It's good, but now it's all the
there.
Brands are there. Wait.
You can also see some,
You can also see some.
China make.
China
local
make local
cheap goods. That good
cheap.
So you can buy at a very
cheap. You can cheap good cheap. Wait.
Local cheap goods.
Local cheap goods.
That good goods that you can.
The goods that you can
buy at a very cheap prices.
Buy at a very cheap prices.
It's there. Yeah.
It's there.
It's a city of variety.
It's a city
and diversity as well. And we took them to to see some history of China.
We took them to see some history
China, to see
like you see
Forbidden City, the Great Wall.
Forbidden City,
because this is what
the Great Wall,
the heritage of China.
Because this is what the heritage of China.
You need to see these places, then you could understand.
You need to see these places that no.
see these places, then you can understand the Chinese history. You can
China's history.
Understand why Chinese people, where they came from and why they're Chinese people see these places, then you can understand Chinese history.
You can understand Chinese history.
Understand why
You can understand why
Chinese people, where they
came from,
and why they're thinking them,
and where are they thinking? What are they thinking? Why they are thinking?
Mindset is like
why they are thinking is apa tadi?
They're thinking them. Mindset
They're thinking their mindset
is like this. Different from the others,
It's different from the others,
Things that we can,
the other things that we can, we should take.
Like to.
It's like to
karaoke. So karaoke is the place,
karaoke is the place that.
Okay, this is what modern China.
Okay, so this is what modern Chinese
people,
Chinese people
going there, have fun.
Enjoy their
gathering.
Have fun and gathering.
It's not only young people.
It's not only for young people. It's for everyone. Alright, so that's the first way to imitate, and the second one is my favorite actually. The second way is my favorite, and so right, and then go.
I think that.
Wait, I'm not ready. 3, 2, 1.
I think the thing is,
you cannot learn about China from the distance. You need to come because it's very big difference. Let me just
the Western world, in terms of the people, the place. I think.
All right.
I think
the thing is, you cannot learn about China from the distance. You need to come because it's very big difference in cultures versus the Western world. In terms of the people, the place,
the history, etc.
What?
The people, the place, the history, etc. So when people came, I think that.
All right.
In terms of the people, the
place,
the history, etc. So when people came, I think there are things that you can show to them.
What is that? Sorry, I think just restart from the beginning. All right.
I think
the thing is you cannot learn about China from the distance. You need to come because it is very big difference in cultures versus the Western world. In terms of the people, the place,
the history, etc. So when people came, I think there are things that you can show to them. Is like shopping is a good.
Too many and I'm really confused actually. You know this.
I think
the thing is you cannot learn about China from the distance. You need to come because a very big difference in cultures versus the Western world. In terms of the people, the place, the history,
etc.
So when people came, I think there are things.
Shopping is a good way
because they can see the changes in the past. You can hardly see any luxuries.
All the brands are there. You can
All
also
brands
see
are there.
some,
You can also see some
China make
the goods,
cheap goods
cheap goods
that you can buy at a very cheap prices. it's there.
is
You know,
there,
it's
you
a
know,
city of variety and
and
diversity as well.
diversity as well,
And we
and
took them to
took them
see
to
some
see
history of
some history
China,
of
like
China, like
to see the Forbidden City, the Great
Forbidden
Wall,
City,
because
the
this
Great
is what
Wall,
the
because this
heritage
is
of
what they
China.
have,
You
the
need to
heritage of China.
see these places, then
You
you
need to
could
see this place
understand the
that
Chinese
then you
history.
can
You can
understand
understand the why
the
people,
history
the
of
Chinese
China's,
people, where they came from, and
where
why
they came.
they're thinking, their mindset is
Their
like this,
mindset
is
is
different
like
from
this
the
is
others.
different from the others,
The other things that
The
we
other
can,
thing that we can,
we
we
should
should
them
take
is
them
like
is
to
like to
karaoke.
karaoke.
So karaoke is
So
a place that
karaoke is a
they
place
can
that
say, okay, this is what modern China people
modern China
enjoy
people
going there, have fun and
have
gathering. It's
fun
not
and
only for
gathering.
young people, it's
It's
for
not just for young
everyone.
people, it's for everyone. And too many, and I didn't satisfied with that second way actually. So I think we're gonna restart this again. Hmm, I'm not satisfied with that. So I think we're gonna go back with the second way. Okay. Too many,
I
I
think
think
the thing
the thing
it's
is
you
you cannot
cannot learn
learn
about
about
China from the
China
distance.
from the
You need to
distance. You
come
need to
because
come
it's a very
because
big
it's very
difference
big
in
difference
cultures
in
versus the
cultures
Western
versus the
world.
Western world.
In terms of the people,
In
the
terms of the
place,
people, the
this,
place,
the history,
the
etc.
cheap street,
So
and such.
when people can, I think there are things that you can show to them is like shopping
Like
is a good
shopping
way
is a good
because
way
they can see the
because they
changes in
can see
shopping.
the
In the
changes
past,
in
you
the
can
shopping. In the past,
hardly
you can
see any
hardly
luxurious
see
good, but
any
now it's all
luxuries,
the brands are
but now
there.
all
You can
brands are
also see
there.
some,
You can also see some
China make
China make
good
good,
cheap
good goods,
goods,
cheap
like good
goods,
goods that you can buy at a
because
very cheap
you
prices.
can
It's
buy
there.
that in very big.
It's a city of
It's
variety
there,
and
and it's
diversity as well.
diversity as well.
And
And
we took them to
we took
see
them
some
to see
history
some
of
history
China,
of
like
China,
to
like
see the Forbidden City, the
we see
Great
the
Wall,
Forbidden
because this
City, the
is what
Great
the
Wall. This
heritage
is
of China. You need
what
to
the heritage of
see
China.
these
You need to
places,
see
then
this
you could
place,
understand the
then you can
Chinese
understand
history. You can
The
understand the
Chinese
why people, the Chinese people,
history.
where they came from, and why
You
they're
can understand
thinking,
why
their
people.
mindset is like this, is different from the others. The other things that we
The,
can,
the things that we can
we can tell them is like to
it's like to
karaoke. So
karaoke.
karaoke is a
Some
place that
karaoke is a
they can
place
say,
that
okay,
we
this
can.
is what modern
This
China
is what
people
modern
enjoy
Chinese
going
people
there.
that
Have
are
fun
going
and
there and having
gathering. It's not
fun.
only for young people; it's for
It's
everyone.
for everyone, and I didn't satisfied again. So I think we're gonna repeat that.
I think that thing. It's
I think the
that
thing
thing.
is you cannot
Learn about
learn
China
about
from the
China
distance.
from the
You need to
distance. You
come
need to
because
come
it's a very
because it's a
big
very
difference
big
in
difference in
cultures versus the
cultures versus
Western
the
world.
Western world.
In terms of the people,
In
the
terms of the people,
place,
the place,
the history,
the cheap
etc.
street.
So when people can, I think there are things that you need to. I think
I think
that thing.
the thing
It's
is
you
you cannot
learn about
learn about
China from the
China
distance.
from the
You need to
distance. You
come
need to
because
come.
it's a very big difference in culture.
My passion is run out.
I think
I
that
think
thing.
the thing
It's
is
you
you cannot
cannot learn
learn
about
about
China from the
China from
distance.
the
You need to
distance.
come
You need
because
to
it's
come
a very
because
big
it's very
difference
big
in
difference in
cultures versus
culture
the
versus the
Western world.
Western world.
In terms of
In
the
terms of the
people,
people, the
the
place,
place,
and
the history,
the
etc.
history,
So
etc.
when people can,
So when
I think
people
there are
can,
things that you can show to them is like shopping
like
is a good way. Because
shopping is
they
a
can
good
see the
way
changes in shopping. In the past, you can
because they can see the
hardly
changes
see
in the
any
shopping.
luxurious
In the
good, but
past,
now
you can
it's all the
hardly
brands are
use.
there. You can also see
You
some,
can also see some,
China make
China
very
make
cool
good
cheap
goods,
goods,
cheap
like
goods,
goods that you can buy at a
is that
very
you
cheap
can
prices.
the goods that you can buy in very cheap prices is there.
It's there.
It's
You know,
there,
it's a city of variety
a
and
city of
diversity as well,
variety and diversity as well.
And we took
And
them to
we took them
see
to
some
see
history of
some history
China,
of
like
China,
to
like
see the Forbidden City of the
Forbidden
Great Wall,
City,
because this
the
is
Great
what
Wall.
the
This is
heritage of
what the
China. You
heritage of
need
China.
to
You need
see
to
these
see
places,
this
then you could
place in this
understand the Chinese history. You
to
can
understand
understand the
Chinese
why
history,
people,
to
Chinese
understand
people,
where
where they
Chinese
came
people
from,
where
and
they
why
came from,
their thinking, their mindset is
they
like this, is
thinking, their
different from the
mindset.
others.
You
The
know,
other things
the
that we
other
can,
thing then you can
we usually can tell them is like
tell
to
them is like to
karaoke.
karaoke.
So karaoke is
So
the place that
karaoke is a
we
place
can
that
say,
you
okay,
know
this is what modern China
the
people
modern China
enjoy
people
going there,
enjoy,
have fun and gathering.
and
It's not only
gathering.
for young people,
Some
it's for
it's not just for young
everyone.
people, it's for everyone. So I think this is taking too much time. I think we're gonna go to the third way. So let's just begin.
I think
I think the thing
it's
is you cannot
learn about
learn
China
about
from a
Chinese
distance. You
from
need
the
to come
distance. You need
because
to
it's a
come
very
because it's
big
very
difference
big
in
difference in
cultures versus the
cultures
Western world.
versus the
In
Western
terms of the
world. In
people, the
terms of the people,
place,
the place,
the history,
the cheap
etc.
street.
So when
So
people came,
when
I
people
think there are
they
things that we
came,
can show to them is like shopping
like
is a good
shopping
way
is a
because
good
they
way
can see the
because you
changes in
can see the
shopping in the
changes in the
past. You
shopping in the
can
past. You can
hardly see any
hardly see
luxury
any,
is good, but now it's all the brands
but
are
now
there.
it's
You can
all
also
brands are
see
there.
some
You can also see some
China make
China
good
make
code,
good goods,
cheap
cheap
goods, like
goods,
goods that you can buy at a very cheap price.
and you can buy them in the
It's
very
there.
big, very cheap
It's
prices.
a
It's
city of
there,
variety and
and
diversity as well.
diversity as well.
And
City
we
of
took them
variety and
to
diversity
see
as
some
well.
history of
We
China,
took them
like
to
to
some
see the
history of
Forbidden
China.
City
We
of the
see
Great Wall,
Forbidden
because
City,
this
the
is
Great
what the
Wall,
heritage
because
of
this
China.
is what the
You need
heritage of
to
China. You need
see
to
these places,
see
then you
this
could
place to
understand the Chinese
understand
history.
China's
You can
history
understand the why
and to
people, the
understand why
Chinese people,
people
where they came from,
where
and
they
why
came
their
from,
thinking, their mindset is
what
like
why
this,
are
is
they
different from
thinking,
the others.
mindset.
The other things that we can,
You can
we usually can tell them is like to
select to them to
karaoke.
karaoke.
So karaoke
So
is the place that
karaoke is a
they
place
can say,
that
okay, this is what modern China
this is what
people
modern China
enjoy
people
going there. Have
enjoy,
fun and
have fun and
gathering. It's not
gathering.
only for young people; it's
It's
for
not just for young people,
everyone.
it's for everyone. Okay, I think that's enough for this video. Thank you for listening to my assignment. This is really okay, whatever. I'm quite satisfied with that. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.